Hey guys and welcome. This is Mark from Mark Melbourne TV. I wanted to give you guys an update on Bitcoin and the rest of the coin market space at the moment. There's been a big retracement in the past 24 hours and this has created a lot of panic for some and an opportunity for others. So let's start with the numbers. So Bitcoin has recently run up to 20,000 leading up to the CME futures, and recently in the past 24 hours, we've seen lows as much as 10,500 US in some exchanges, representing a percentage correction of nearly 40%. So this is a massive amount, and there is definitely a lot of emotions running at the moment. A lot of people who've been invested in Bitcoin for a long time, veterans, whales, and long-time investors, are definitely considering adding to their positions at these levels. So definitely, I would say between 9,000 and 12,000 is definitely a good area to consider buying and adding to your position, especially if you're bullish on Bitcoin long term. Now, I know a lot of my viewers are from Australia, so if you're looking at the Australian dollar price, you're probably looking at anything between 13,000 Australian dollars all the way up to 16,000 Australian dollars is definitely a good opportunity to buy. So I know the market has recovered a little bit since, but if it does fall in this range and you've thought about buying Bitcoins or adding to your position, this is definitely a good place to add fresh money. Previously, I wouldn't have recommended adding money at, the 15,000, 17,000 and 20,000 US dollar price for Bitcoin. But at these levels, it might be a good long-term move. So if we look at the total coin market cap, we topped out at about 645 billion a couple of days ago. We're currently sitting at about 480 billion with a low of 420 billion. Now, just like that overnight, we've shed 200 billion from the total coin market cap, and this represents just over 35% as a percentage drop. It's created a lot of panic, and Bitcoin has brought Bitcoin and its correction has brought the rest of the alt market down. So what would you do in this situation, or what would I recommend? As someone who's got a position in Bitcoin and altcoins, I'm holding predominantly most of my position and doing nothing. So don't feel like you need to do something when the market is overreacting. So this is when a lot of people will lose money when you're trying to enter and exit trades. Unless you know exactly what you're doing, more often than not, you will end up losing money if you enter or exit any trades at this point. The only advice or recommendations I would make is to consider buying within a range. So I would be adding to my position, adding fresh money, and holding the entire position with the outlook of, Bitcoin being bullish and continuing to move upwards. So, I mean, if you see Bitcoin, and this is definitely my opinion, Bitcoin will be 50, 60,000 by the end of 2018. I would prefer Bitcoin to take a correction and actually go down to these levels so that I have an opportunity to buy more rather than continue up to 30, 40,000 at an unsustainable rate. So this is a healthy correction, and this isn't also the first time we've seen Bitcoin retrace upwards of 30%. So we saw Bitcoin go from 5,000 to 3,000 after China declaring that they're going to put a ban on ICOs, and also there was a recent drop of, I think it was about 8,500 to 5,000, which also presented a big buying opportunity for many. So look, in this current state, I would just, if you're not adding to your position, I would just delete your blockchain or your Blockfolio or any other apps you're using to monitor your prices, and just enjoy your Christmas period. I mean, we're 2 days out of Christmas, and you should be spending time with your family. I know it's challenging, but avoid logging on and looking at the different prices and the movement of the coins, and come back a week from now, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So me and a lot of investors who've been in this space for more than 12 months have seen these patterns and also recognize this as an opportunity to buy. While I want to purchase a lot more, I'm limited by funds. However, over the past 3-4 months, I've made pretty good gains, and I plan on adding to my position where I think it is strategic. And anyway, guys, I thought I'd give you a quick update on that. What else is there that I want to cover? That's right. So there are a lot of exchanges in Australia that are having some difficulties at the moment. So one of them is BTC Markets. Because of the demand and the amount of transactions, they've actually put a temporary pause or halt on poly payments, which means that the only way to get new money into BTC Markets is through BPay. And obviously, being the weekend, it makes it much more difficult to actually get funds so you can purchase coins. I've considered purchasing on CoinJar as well as CoinSpot. However, the spread seems to be still quite high. The only other options is going through local Bitcoins, and it is quite difficult to find a decent rate at the moment because most people are hanging on to their Bitcoins and not selling. So I would consider in the future adding fiat or some funds just to sit on the exchange if you are considering buying on a dip. So if I had funds in my account earlier, this would have made things easier for when I did want to place an order and purchase more coins. Anyway, guys, not much more to add there. Definitely an experience for most people if you've just come into the market in the past month or two based on the euphoria around all the gains that we've seen in altcoins and Bitcoins, but also an important lesson to avoid buying at all-time highs. So when you're buying at all-time highs, you're putting yourself at more risk, and your risk-reward ratio doesn't suddenly seem as appealing when there's big pullbacks or corrections to prices like these. Anyway, I'm still bullish long term. I know Bitcoin's going to go back up and it's going to do its thing, and there's no reason to panic. Just hold on to your coins, and I hope you guys all have a safe and good Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all.